Welcome back to the show. Kevin Mack is with us now, and he is the race secretary here at Harrington Raceway. And you haven't just worn a hat as a race secretary. I was Googling you. I found out you've been an announcer, a judge, owner, trainer, driver. Am I missing? Starter. Okay.
General manager.
Oh my gosh, whoa. So how long have you been in harness racing?
Actually, I've been in horse racing. I shouldn't say this because it's too old, but I've been in it for 52 years. My family, we bought our first horse, and I started working when I was 7 as a groom, and did that throughout high school and college, and then trained and drove myself till the late 80s. Then I became an announcer officially, and then the next year I became the race secretary. Sold my last horse that I owned in 1990, and ever since been in the management end.
Now, let's just rewind a little bit to, you went to college. Where did you go to college?
I went to Earlham College in Richmond, Indiana, and to be quite honest, the only reason I went to college, I played basketball in college, so that was the reason for going to college.
You actually still coach, don't you? Like little guys a little bit?
I actually coach not little guys, but big girls. I coached my high school, where I went to high school. I actually coached the varsity high school girls basketball team.
Oh, that's very cool. So what's your record? How did you guys?
We've won the sectional 4 out of the last 5 years. And we had one down year a couple years ago where we only won 7 games, but we bounced back last year and won 15 and started 3 freshmen, and we're going to be very, very young again this year.
All right. I just wanted to mention that, you look very proud about it, so I thought we should throw that in a little bit. You can brag a bit.
Well, basketball has been my life. I started playing when I was in the 5th grade. I played throughout high school. I got a free college education, and I'm still kicking around. So
I love basketball. When the Yankees make a touchdown, I'm like, yeah! Okay, so let's get back to harness racing. You must find it a really great thing to be able to own, train, and drive, and now you're doing management. So it's one of those things where you can play both sides of the court. How'd you like that?
Well, sort of can. I've been on the other side, so I know a lot what these guys are going through, and ladies, that the work they put in and how hard it is, and I've been every place else. When I was a kid, I slept in the stalls at the Red Mile, and then I was the general manager at the Red Mile. So I went from the the outhouse to the penthouse. But I understand where they're coming from, and I've always kind of prided myself on being a horseman's race secretary because of that. I know the ups and downs of the business, and again, been there. So you're not always going to please everybody in this position, but I try my best to please everyone and be as fair and honest as I can, and I think the horsemen respect me for that.
You've been here at Harrington for about a year, so you came in last year when the Quillen was a stake race. This year it's an invitational. So that's pretty exciting. We should probably explain to everybody that might be new to harness racing, what is the difference between a stakes race and now an invite?
Last year was a paid-in event where you actually made payments throughout the year to be eligible, and then we had 2 eliminations and narrowed the field down to 8, and then the 8 that got through the elimination races actually raced in the final. This year, Jim Bays and Matt Sparacino and myself decided to make it a invitational, whereas basically there was no payments, but I invite what I think are the top 8 horses that we can get here to race in the race. So again, it's no stake payments for them. They'll just come in and they'll race. And it's going to be quite exciting. Last year we had a good field of 8, and got some of them horses back, and but we got 6 or 7 new ones coming in that I'm very excited about.
Is it a secret? Can we talk about?
No, I've already contacted. I actually started about 6 weeks ago, and I started a list of around 20, 25, and I started narrowing it down. And right now, I pretty much got 5 or 6 confirmed. Some of them are here, our hometown heroes, as I call them. Just a Jolt is going to be here. Also from locally here is Dancing Yankee. And then I got a horse coming from Canada named Shambhala, who is going to be here. Jeff Bayman is sending Market So, another horse that it's kind of on top of his game right now. Jimmy Tactor has 2 horses. We're narrowing it down to which one of them we're going to bring. Hoping State Treasurer, I have contacted Dr. Moore, and actually we'll know a little later on. We're hoping to get him in, as this week he actually moved up to the number 2 rating in the USTA poll behind our own Wiglet Jiglet. So we're hoping to get him. You know, he's kind of up in the air. And then last, and certainly not least, is Foiled Again, who has won this race 3 times and you know, can never be counted out of any race he's ever in, and one of the all-time greats, if not the greatest standardbred of all time. And I've talked to Ronnie, and he's going to bring him back. So very excited.
Yeah, that's like an all-star team. Like that is, you know, that's like a Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird,
Victor Kirby,
Victor Kirby,
all the great basketball players, all in one.
Yeah, because Victor Kirby is like our hometown hero, right? Yeah. I mean, this is really shaping up to be a fabulous race. I'm so excited about it that I've been telling everybody I can possibly that will listen to me, okay, to make sure that you're here on September 21st, because like you don't want to miss it. It's in our backyard. Like these are the best pacers in the universe.
Yes, and they're all coming here.
And they're all coming here.
That's a great thing. That's a great thing. It's something for, you know, I got to plug my 2 assistants, Cindy and Mark, 2 of the greatest in the world, and you know, they help every day, and you know, they've actually done had to do a little extra work like today, because I was on the phone for probably half an hour, 45 minutes talking to some of these trainers, and you know, they're the greatest 2 in the world to work with. So got to plug them too, but they help too, and I just get a hold of the guys, and through this many years in, I've known most all of them, so just call them, and so far we're having a good turnout, and I just hold your breath that nothing happens to any of them the last week, and that's the big difference in a stake race and a invitational as well. As stake race, we pretty well know who's coming because they've paid their payments, and the invitational, anything can happen, you know, up to the last second. So we pretty well got to hold our breath till we draw.
All right. Fingers crossed, no hiccups. We know we're going to have a great field of 8 going out there on the half mile. And thank you so much for all the hard work that you're putting into this, because I know it is not an easy task.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Wouldn't trade my job for anything in the world. I tell people I've got the 2 greatest jobs in the world, coaching basketball and being a race secretary, and I absolutely love them both, and you know, appreciate Jim when he called me about a year ago of giving me the opportunity to be out here, and Matt's super to work with, and again, people I work with in here in the office are the best, and you know, people like you and everybody here at Harrington makes me kind of feel at home. So the only thing Harrington is, it's a great big town, because the town I live in's got about 500 people, so I think Harrington's pretty big.
Yeah, I think our population in town is 720.
Well, you got me beat by about 200.
Thank you, Kevin. It's great to have you here.
No problem. Thank you, Heather.